I am glad I have dedicated one entire day to what is Vivek Murthy, U.S. Surgeon General. Um, I, however, see this gangster, a criminal, a lowlife, rather as a right hand of Joe Biden. Um, I wish it was somebody else that kicked this bastard out of the White House in 2000 and what was it, 2017. But it was Donald Trump, to my disappointment. I wish it was somebody, some competent person that would hire him and then basically destroy his resume and made this shit, racist shit, drink nothing other than from a fucking bottle of the water where you would throw bread in it for the rest of his life, because this is what I think this Vivek really is worth it. When it comes to Donald Trump, however, I'm sure that you guys remember his show, You're Fired, You're Fired, You're Fired, The Apprentice, You're Fired. I hope I'll be the one kicking your ass literally into the jail. I don't care about from United Nations. I don't care from Joe Biden is sacrilege, cover, bunker, whatever you want to say, White House, but exactly what I stated. Donald Trump, it's too much for me. It's too mental for me. It's for Donald Trump, it all ends with it's hard to take the side, even if righteous, from somebody who didn't work a single fucking day in his life. That's all, Donald. That's all I. Those are the words I dedicate to you, sir. It's hard to take your side because since 1971, you hadn't paid for a single fucking breakfast, lunch, dinner. You lived at other people's expense, exactly at my expense, like a parasite. When you owe, when you don't pay your bills, that's exactly what you are. So it's hard for me to see myself even in fiery garbage like this. That's the first issue I want to say. The second issue I want to say, in respect to my being happy to expose this garbage, is that this garbage used radio talk show hosts beginning the 2013 and 2014, I found myself in the United States of America at radio show hosts where they would be arranging meetings with this future U.S. Um, Surgeon General Vivek, and he had me in these shows meeting with these people to suggest me through them, through using these radio shows, the truth is of black people, that I have no future, no potential, no chance whatsoever if I would voice my concerns against him. So this is definitely a word about really, 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 really nice people. Good person. Talk is about this guy here. U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy. I am glad I have spent one day. Actually, it ate my brain for 2 days. It started to roll in my head when I started to read about this news in respect to World Health Organization concern. Now I gotta add right here in the top equals 15 cigarettes a day issue, which he demanded from me to see myself in. What a piece of shit. It's not even a human being, really. 15 cigarettes a day, says the World Organization. Yeah, it's mortality because of this kind of stuff. I'm really glad I took time. The second thing this gangster did, I'm gonna get to this stuff. I got this picture.
Kickoff between the undefeated Bucks and the Davidson Academy Bears is set for 7 o'clock. Our live coverage from here starts at 4.
Hey, I'm gonna stop this one here. I did scroll myself down to copy paste the pictures. I entered Loneliness Day, and luckily I stumbled upon this picture here. Yes, I'm recording this for the second time. This was the picture, this one here, this. And I was sure that this was the picture in 2017 because it was so bright, I saw it. And I remember the Slovenian police, a gangster, a criminal, who met me at the police station of Novo Mesto when I went on to request medical files for father, like I said, over a year ago, when father was thrown into General Hospital Novo Mesto, that sit inside of this kitchen, exactly where I seated, and have insisted me, obviously on behalf of this U.S. Surgeon General, in totally identical way as to what I found a radio show here, guy from the Fox News radio. Look at it. You see this stuff here? He was threatening me in front of the radio show host. It wasn't only one guy, Vivek met with, Vivek Murthy met with, he met with several uh, show hosts with all kinds of media, beginning the 2013, beginning the 2013, and he went in 2014 and 2015, using people like this to death threaten me in the face. With what is it going to be? You're going to see it my way. It's going to be either my way. It's going to be highway. You're not going to see it my way. You're not going to keep silent. As a matter of fact, you're not going to see it my way. You're dead. And between this, you're not going to see it my way. You're dead. It was death threats. You're definitely already dead. Yeah. So we reduced the specter of terror, like it could be like this or it could be like that. We reduced that stuff for 50%, and we were ranging between what I stated to you was, if you're not going to see it my way, you're dead. And in between this stuff was, you're dead anyways. You're dead anyways. So, and repeat again, if you're not going to see it my way, you're dead. And in between, you're dead anyways. This is how this U.S. surgeon, the right hand of Joe Biden, who rehired one after Obama hired him. This was the Obama star. This is what Joe Biden hired back and demanded from me ahead of his new horizon, a new career, to settle for, to accept. This is going to be your way out. This is the man who's going to be healthy. This is exactly how they make people really mentally ill. You know this? You know why the people in Hollywood are ill? They're mentally ill because of what I stated to you right now. This exactly is the definition of MK Ultra, how to make people mentally ill. People are subjected to the very severe torture MK Ultra under MK Ultra procedure. Then they see these people, they're in trouble, whatever the issue might be. It could pertain to the credit, it could pertain to a sale of something, it could pertain to whatever. Like I told you, one news you can interpret to million different people in a million different ways. So everyone in a different, whatever the issue in his life pertains to. This is how the MK Ultra works. Yes. So um, it was expected of me to keep silent and wait. You know, wait for um, to have an Indian face liberate me, basically, to have an Indian face liberate me. Well, in my culture, in state where I am coming from, there is no such thing really like I would count. Well, I don't count on anybody liberating me. If I would count on anybody liberating me, I would be mentally ill already. I wouldn't be even doing any of that stuff, for one thing. Second thing is, um, in the country where I'm coming from my beautiful rainbow flag that I have, we don't have this kind of stuff that we would be dependent specifically on a faces to basically rescue somebody, to apologize somebody that was drugged up, tortured, and then we would use all kinds of colorful faces that would basically resolve the dilemma, and so that we would look good in that sense. Because I am here from Slovenia, which is not really my rainbow country, it's not really my rainbow state, but we were never really part of colonial past, like Irish slavery in the United States of America, let's say, times British slavery, that kind of stuff. We not here. We no colonial here, no neo-Nazi Germany here. Not here, not Slovenia. Not in my rainbow nation, also not. I don't recognize that kind of stuff. So I didn't feel like I needed that kind of stuff to be tortured and have people of color saving me, saving my life. My miserable shit, whatever is left out of what should be otherwise. I have like a fuck you, 52 years of life, and now here I am. I'm gonna fucking rescue you. So to me, this is kind of bizarre, outlandish, but this is American logic. It works like this. It's in American, in American English, it's logistical. It's logistical. Logistics, not logical, but logistical. This terrorist had American radio shows of a black color gathered all over the place who did exactly what I stated in the beginning of 2017. This terrorist got Slovenian police. He wasn't here because he would be interested in helping me out. Like I stressed in part one of this video, that he came here. I think it was in part one that I stressed, in part two or part three. And no, actually in part two, I think I did, when I stressed issue about Indian Prime Minister Modi, with whom he conversed in front of me and started to threaten and terrorize and condition my sanity with issue as per it would be official stand of India, whichever conclusion this American Surgeon General would come to. Okay? I think I explained in a part number two or four, that I concentrate on that issue. In a very same way, in exactly identical manner, he used Slovenian police inside of this house. Yes, so he wasn't here to see, but he was here to make an arrangement, basically a genocide arrangement on behalf of Barack Obama, who was at the time president of the United States of America. He was the one who pursued murderous genocide extermination agenda of the black racist American President Barack Obama, basically. That's what he was here for. He was making all the arrangements, whatever necessary, to get me murdered behind the gates of the psychiatric hospital, which United States of America pushed against me through domestic violence. Together with the British, with the Germans, they lined us up. till they caused enough harm, enough damage, and then they started to paddle the opposite way again. This is exactly how the Germans operate. This was a completely German concept, the whole thing. How do I know this was a German concept? Well, I was talking to myself about how Germans did this stuff, and I came to realize within the last few days when studying this problems in Eastern Germany, the border problems, they always once it's always something really, really bad when it comes to Germans. It's always something that starts with something really, really bad, with totally disaster, and based on the real stuff, on the real stuff that I have gone through, even in the Germany, it's what the German government afterwards have used to repeatedly expose, and no longer such dangers existed when they came to terms with their Stasis and with their Soviet officers. They continue to establish this route of torture, which was all based on the first on the beginnings. It's always at the beginning that cause you harm, and it's always everything else that is just then they continue to upgrade and even ridicule your work, ridicule your sacrifice, whatever you did. You become more a clown, basically, a subject of public humiliation than anything other. Yeah, and they continue to do embed in all kinds of things that eventually deliver you into the psychiatric hospital, destroy you, rip you apart completely. Because the longer it goes, the less the truth is seen, and the more reliant, the more dependent you become on something that already so much time passed by that would be really difficult to see through the cluster of events that follow up on it. This is unfortunately a German recipe all the way. I told you it was Germany and Italy that enforced this crime against me upon the fall of the Soviet Union. Angela Merkel stated he's going to consent with Italians. And she did, and both came to the same conclusion. It was not convenient for them to stop this thing. So, yeah, they more than easily, they could stop it, despite Slovenian here that did all that stuff, demanded this stuff to go on, but they wouldn't. And did everything possible to assist them to cause as much harm as possible. So everything is like this, health-wise, everything. When you are damaged health-wise, they do the same thing. They establish the initial injury, and once you're injured, the only thing they do is they maintain that status. They basically play with your sanity, with absolutely everything. Mail delivery, vandalization, basically trespassing, destruction of private property, absolutely everything. Everything. It's a German recipe. Everything. I know. The Germans said, in the end, we're going to be guilty for everything. No, I wouldn't waste time on this stuff. This here is what the police investigator used. This picture here is what the police investigator used, is what I was certain in 2017. That's why I'm re-recording this stuff. But it was not. He started to use this in 2019, maybe even in 2020, but I think it was in 2019 already he started to use this picture. This picture I researched on the internet. You're not going to get absolutely anywhere other than tracing all the way to 2022, 2023. The first picture that Slovenian police used to death threaten me were the pictures beginning the 2017 was this picture here. This is what they relied on. This was the picture they went on. This is the picture they wanted. This kind of stuff. I think this was what they used in 2017. I think, I'm not sure. I don't think they even used the internet. I don't believe they used the internet. But this pictures that I demonstrated you, these are the pictures that U.S. General Dr. Murphy, Murphy, right? I am not spelling this wrong. I'm not saying this. I'm not Vivek Murthy, not Murphy, but Murthy, uh, used to claim me, even like I said, even in 2020, this shit went on in respect to loneliness, went on for no less than 8 years. They subjugated me to the worst mistreatment, humiliation through the Slovenian police, gesturing me that if I would open my mouth against him, it would be what you see right there, and they compared what you see right there with the psychiatric hospital in Ljubljana Polje. Rooms and so on, how does it look like, do you remember this and so on. It doesn't exactly look like this, but they wanted me to see myself back inside of the psychiatric hospital if I would dare to open my mouth against this little shit here you see right there in front of you. U.S. Surgeon General Vivek H. Murthy, the right hand of Joe Biden now, and what was the right hand of Barack Obama, basically, it really was a death that tracked me, harassed me wherever the fuck I went, and did everything possible to get me destroyed. So I am glad I have taken time, steps, maybe I don't give a three shit about. Uh, Hopefully, I'm gonna say, even make myself look mentally ill a little bit more. Difficult. You're gonna prove somebody a mental illness like myself who have proven stuff nobody else did. It's gonna be very difficult to do. Some little Murphy with a doctoral degree, Murthy, Vivek, definitely will have a hard time doing that kind of stuff. But when I said this guy is a psychopath, it's a fact undeniable. If you want to see a mental illness, then you have to go see here, this place here. In this, you get the proofs about people involved in MKUltra, or just few. Numerous more, I would have to say, I would say I have to publish on my line, but I really have to finish my complaint. These are all the audios, all the proofs about my identifying people and buildings, cities, whatever you want to say. Over the course of the time, this butchery went on. That's a lot of proofs, a lot of proofs. Difficult, a little shit like this is going to prove that something is wrong with me. Plus, too, I already have proven that something is very, very, very wrong with this World Health Organization to follow these types of most serious mental health concerns that concern entire globe, entire world. This man has a trouble, and it's the trouble he bargained for, searched for, since his Obama's tenure at Obama's administration. It, I didn't even go over, see more about who this guy is, which I'm sure that there is plenty more to learn about him. I am just gonna stop here and tell you one thing. If you think I'm gonna keep silent about you, that you are something, that you have your doctoral degree, I have thousands of doctoral degrees compared to you. You know, is it, you think, not possible? Really? Huh? During my grammar school, beginning the kindergarten, I was a subject to electroshocks. Go and study, and we're going to do the tests with electroshocks to see how long you're going to hold on to it in the school. And I want to see you how you cope with the physical fights with up to 10, 15, even 30 kids per day, every fucking day. See, make my your life hell out of your fucking life and see how you're going to graduate if you can graduate or end up in some school for mentally disabled children. I did all that stuff. And you know, the worst thing they did to me during MK Ultra is to I couldn't even come to terms about what they have done to me health wise. Was disallowing me to sleep during MK Ultra, to have any kind of sleep. Therefore, I only reacted back as onto jabs, basically. That's not using brain. That's not actually reacting like a human. And that's the kind of stuff these people relied on. This is the expertise, the brainage, the excellence, the brain, managed, capable, and so on. So this is the type of people we have work inside of the U.S. government, at the United Nations, at the World Health Organization. I thought it would be important to stress this out. And we use this opportunity to also warn whoever was in this genocide against me, if you're gonna cross my path and I'm gonna get my eye on you, it's gonna be a bad one because I am not gonna let you get away with it. That's all I want to say. Now I'm gonna go and finish the fucking complaint and fuck you, basically. That's simple that is. It took a lot of years, but eventually we'll get done.